Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than a live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Excuse me. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunthangar, will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, Saturday at John videos, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and subscribe. Please consider to subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, comments on the videos. All these activities help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Now, please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, that blue button down below the screen. And memberships start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. I mean, it's really equivalent to just buying one Starbucks, latte or whatever once a month. So we're not asking for a whole lot. And by the way, I'm also a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account each and every month. So I don't miss it, and I suspect you won't either. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar, and with your memberships, you'll get special badges that Spark and I can see in the chat box. Also, you have unlimited access to videos you might not see anywhere else, especially some of the videos he's uploaded. And plus, you'd be supporting your hobby or your passion. Hopefully, it is important to you like it is to me and Sparky. And you also can show your support by donating through the super chat, which is right below this chat box over here. It's a big $sign. And you can do that anytime during a live stream. So like I said, I do this every Monday and Friday. So if you come in during the live stream, make a donation. Maybe it's not a convenient time for you to watch the whole show. Come back later on and watch the replay at a more convenient time. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm only in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt, and place a comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his Junar XL. I'm trying to get over something. I am trying my best to talk clearly, and I will receive a notification and be able to respond quickly to you. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Thank you for coming on in. And please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to now post the link at Stunthangar Forum. Let me do that, get that out of the way now. And let's see here. Let me do a couple things here. Okay. So the link is now posted. So people hopefully be filing in. And I look forward to meeting everybody. Hopefully had a good weekend and have stuff to share and talk about. Let me click this here. And I'm going to now go to what I call the control panel. Let's see. I see Tom Ramels already provided us a like. Thank you very much, Tom. And Gary Sinclair, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. He's also provided a like. And let's see here. Now my internet is a little bit, I don't know what's going on. But hopefully we'll make it through the show. I need to get my internet working a little bit better. Anyways, I didn't do any flying today. You know, normally I like to fly on Mondays and Fridays, and I didn't get a chance to do that today. So right now we have currently 7 concurrent viewers, 6 likes. Thank you very much. So this one person hasn't hit the like button. Please do that. That helps the analytics of the show. And look forward. Let me do one other thing here. I think I did that already. Yeah, I think I did. Cool. All righty. And let me see here. So it looks like Robert Whitley is making his way in here. Hey, Robert, how are you?
Oh, hanging in.
Yeah, I know it's just a process, my brother.
Yeah, well, Dad passed away a week ago, so that's why I haven't been on.
Yeah, I figured then you and I had a conversation about that, so that was coming. We knew that was coming. So
yeah,
sorry to hear that, buddy.
Life goes on, unfortunately. Well, I guess it's a good thing it goes on, but
yes, I'm sure. So your wife likes you to continue on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how have things been with you, Charles?
Yeah, just getting over this. I guess cold or something. It's just been lingering on, and a lot of nasal congestion, and just kind of working myself through it. And
I think that sort of thing's going on around the whole continent.
yes, I got my fair share. And how you doing, Keith? Thanks for coming in.
Okay. Where's everybody?
Well, people are filing in. I just posted the link just a minute or two ago. So, hey, Gary, thank you for coming in, Gary.
Yeah.
Hi, Gary.
Hi,
I
guys.
don't know what's wrong with my video. My video does some strange things.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like Lynn, you know, sometimes the top of his will have going across and it'll straighten
Yeah, I
out,
know. I don't know
jump
what
back. Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, he just likes me so much he has to put me into high speed there.
Oh. Yeah, I was wondering about that the other
Yeah.
day. You know, what's causing that?
I know I meant to look into it. I did do a little bit on my computer to maybe hopefully speed it up a little bit. I thought it might be my computer. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, we'll just have to just maintain and do the best we can.
Yeah, it's just usually on the gallery view. I noticed, you know.
Yeah, I know it's.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the Zoom. What it is, Gary? I have no idea what it is. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. So
Yeah.
Maybe we need to pay more every month.
I think you're one of our big tippers, aren't you? Anyways, Jim. As far as the YouTube membership, you're not.
Yeah, I think I do 15 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. Spark and I appreciate it very much. So anybody do any work in their shop or do any flying since last time we met?
I did a little bit. Had Paul Jabot over and doing some work on hinging up an elevator on a new race plane he's making.
Oh, very cool.
And doing a little repair to the AMA National Champion plaque too for him because it fell off his wall.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Actually, if you want, I can show it to you. I don't know. We always see the stunt trophies, none of the others. Get it out of the here.
Make it big here.
Get it out of the packed it in here.
Oh, wow. That looks nice.
Yeah, so we got all the names there from what was that, from 2016 on.
Nice. Nice.
That was kind of nice, a Canadian buddy of mine going down there and kicking butt in just about every speed racing category.
Yeah, that plaque looks great. I don't know what you did to it, but it looks good. I don't know how it looked before, but it
Oh,
looks good
I still
now.
got some more work to do on it. The corner got dropped and it was split open and whatnot. So I'm probably just going to put some brass corner caps on it.
Okay.
Matching the paint would be pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Good work. Good work. Looks like Stuart's in the house. Thank you, Stuart, for coming in. Appreciate it. So
Hey,
anybody
Gary.
else do anything in the shop they want to share, or if you've been flying, been fortunate to go fly?
I just wanted to ask Gary something. Did you get my PayPal?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Fantastic. Thank you for supporting us, Stuart. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Gary, my apologies. I haven't sent it yet. I was all tied up with, my dad's illness and him passing away and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to it yet. Sorry.
It's okay.
So anybody do any flying or anything? How's your chiseler or your big job coming along, Keith?
Slow. I've been taking care of some administrative stuff the last 2 days. And it's 0 degrees here and still have snowdrifts on the flying field, so there's nothing happening.
No problem. I didn't go flying today. It's raining out here. So, and last time I went out flying, I'm flying this Brodak P40, and the film, there's a seam overlap along the leading edge, and right near the vicinity of the exhaust, I guess the oil from the fuel got into the seam and worked its way through, and then I was flying and the film started coming off the wing. So I got to fix that. So
Was that on your ARF or what?
Yeah, on the ARF. It's a Brodak P40 ARF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got to fix that. And there's so many things I got to fix, so I'm just kind of behind.
Remember a while back, well, I was actually probably about a year ago, when I was experimenting with stuff to get iron-on films to stick to fiberglass and other stuff, and I used that SIG Stix-It.
Yes,
And
I've used something similar to that.
And I've used that for, where covering is peeling off. I've cleaned it up with isopropyl alcohol and put some of that on and ironed it back down, and it seems to work pretty good.
Oh, thanks for the tip. That's a good idea. I was gonna spray some K2R because there's bare wood now where the film was on the leading edge. It's like a molded leading edge.
Yeah,
and I can see the residual oil that's in the wood. So I was going to use K2R. You ever used that before?
No.
It's like a home dry cleaning spray. You want to dry clean your clothes, and it really wicks out the oil.
Wow.
And I'm going to do that to prepare the wood, and then iron on the film. I'm trying to find some film that'll match the film that Brodak uses, which that's not easy to do.
Yeah. If you can get a can of that Stix-It, just pick it up and use it for that.
All right.
On the fiberglass, when
Uh-huh.
I tried peeling up my test pieces, I had to really heave on it, and it left the color behind.
All right. Wow.
It just stuck that well.
So what's that stuff you use for dry cleaning, you say? To get oil out of wood?
It's called K2R. It's an aerosol can. And I'm sure they've changed the formulation, but I know it used to work really good. Are you, hello, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Are you familiar with K2R?
I used to use it on myself if I didn't have time to shower. I am. It was good at getting a glow fuel out of balsa wood and oil off of the wood. It was good stuff.
Yes.
Not easy to find.
You know what?
No, especially in California where we have anything that works, you can't buy it in California.
Yeah.
I think last time I purchased it, I bought it in Arizona. Or I had a cousin who lives there send it to me from Arizona.
I don't. I had a plane Brad gave me and the Tudor,
Oh, I
and
love that plane.
he gave it to me, and I got it, and I looked at the covering, it was starting to come loose. So I went to try and iron it, nothing happened, right? And I started to pull back a bit, and the whole wing was literally full of oil.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how much. I thought, well, maybe it'll be just, part of it. I ripped it off, the whole wing off, and the whole thing was full. So what I did was, did I tell you guys about this? I don't know, but I
think so.
I laid the wing on a board. I bought some cat litter.
Yeah, that works.
On 2 trays, heated it up to, I forget, 250 degrees or something, and then poured it over the whole wing. And the heat and the cat liver absorbed a lot of the oil out of it.
Wow.
Right. What else works pretty good is I think cornstarch works pretty good too.
I put dope on it after, and that actually, once I put the dope on, that kind of hardened up the surface enough, and actually it worked out pretty good. But it was literally, you could take a credit card, run it across, it was like a squeegee coming out.
And wick the oil out. Yeah, I know. These planes,
it was that bad.
Balsa wood is like a sponge. It just,
not kidding.
soaks up the oil, Hey, Caffeine, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good. I don't know if you have the product out there in Indonesia, but it's called K2R. Are you familiar with that? It's an aerosol, like to clean your clothes. Like it's,
No,
it's like,
I haven't heard about it.
yeah. Well, there's another thing that what's that thing that people put in their gardens? It's a powder, really super fine powder.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
No, I don't. No idea.
I think it's used to kill snails. What is that?
Hmm.
That powder that also will wick the oil out of your balsa wood. Several applications.
I see.
Yeah, flying
Okay.
control line IC, you have to know how to wick oil out, because if you want to do a good repair, you need to get that oil out of the plane. Because all it takes is a little hole, and it just starts wicking oil into the plane. It gets heavier and heavier.
Talking about absorbing moisture from balsa kind of reminds me of what we were taught in elementary school way back when in the 60s about the Kon-Tiki raft experiment, where a explorer or scientist or whatever had tried to see if it was possible to go from South America to the Polynesian islands on a raft, and he made one out of balsa. And he succeeded. He hit one of the islands, but the raft was almost totally sunk by the time he got there. It was called the Kon-Tiki.
Kon-Tiki. Oh, you don't have any, Mark? I thought you went away to get some K2R for me.
That's what I was looking for. If I can remember where it is, I'll grab it.
Probably in your shower.
Very good, Robert. Hey, that's pretty good. Your wit is that's great. That's very good.
Let me tell you, while I won't bore too many people, since you brought that up, I have a cat that loves water, not just from his dish, but anywhere, including maybe water that's not as clean as it should be. So whenever I take a shower, the water that's in the bottom of the shower, he would come in and start licking it. I said, well, this isn't good. He's going to get sick. So right now in my bathroom, if I had a camera, I'd bring it up. I have my leaf blower. Okay, so after a shower, before my cat gets in there, I take this leaf blower and get all the water off the doors and off the walls and off the floor, and it works.
I hope so. You don't electrocute
You got to do what
yourself.
you got to do. Yeah,
You got to do it.
You
I
got
don't
to
know how many people do that, but
Hey man, you love your cat, no doubt about it. So you don't want anything to happen to your cat. So I understand. You got to do what you got to do. Let me welcome another cat lover.
Luckily, it's an electric blower, not gas.
Yes. Oh man, my throat's gonna be torn up. Hey, John Miller, thank you so much for coming in. And Gordon Delaney, thank you for coming in, Gordon. How you doing?
I just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, I saw the oxygen, I believe. That's what it is, right? Oxygen?
Well, that's part of it. I ended up the blood clot from just above my right leg on the knee all the way down to my ankle.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you got.
You're not supposed to do that, Gordon.
I'm glad that you got that taken care of, Gordon.
Well, it's not done yet. They just got me on blood thinners. You know, my leg is still swollen really bad.
Oh, boy.
Well, thanks for coming in. I know you don't feel
Yeah.
that great, so for you to come in, I really appreciate that, Gordon.
I think you may not stay the whole night though.
No problem. I understand. And I've been last time you and I was talking, Gordon, on the phone, I've been trying to secure a flight streak. And I went to the Brodak website.
Yeah.
How much do you think a flight streak kit costs?
Oh, $120.
Almost 200.
No way.
Yes way.
I've got a kit here in a box says $298 on it. Or $290.
Yeah, that's what I paid for my first one, $295.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just now we're talking about the Brodak flight streak, not the top flight streak kit, but still. So I saw now I talked to my friend Greg Hill, and he might be listening, watching this today too. So I'm trying to procure one. I just don't know. It seems like it's gonna be a lot of trouble to get one.
Why not scratch build it?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. I don't have the plans. I got to get the plan. I was on Hip Pocket Aeronautics. I thought they would have the flight streak. They didn't have it there. And I know I've seen the flight streak plans somewhere, but I just don't remember where I saw them.
Yeah. Do you see Greg very often?
No, he flies with me like every 3 or 4 or 5 months. But I can talk to him anytime I want. Matter of fact, we must have had about 2 or 3 conversations today.
Well, when you talk to him again, tell him I said hi, will you?
And you know what? He told me to tell you hi. I told him I spoke to you.
Yeah.
And I also spoke to Walter Umblin today. He said to tell everybody he said hi. And by the way, Greg Hill is looking for, maybe when Al Fierro comes in, if he does, he's looking for a Super Tiger RC 35 Perryport piston and cylinder.
RC?
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't think it has to be RC, but he really wants the Perryport Super Tiger 35 engine.
I got the Snarl port, and I might have a Perry port. Yeah, I might have a Perry port.
Does Greg have your phone number?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe you call Greg and let him know.
Yeah, that is. So I'll have to go down and check, but I'm pretty sure it's a Perry port. They got a Perry port and a Snarl port.
Yeah, he mentioned that, but he doesn't want the snarly. He wants the Perry port.
The Snarl port's really a tank. It's really, really heavy. And
We have Brent Williams in the chat box. He says, I've read that lithium-based products are a great way to preserve oil soakage.
say what?
Basically saying to fly electric, basically.
Oh,
And then we have Minnesota Mike. He says, thank you, Minnesota Mike. That's what I was trying to say. Diatomic earth works great to soak up oil. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Diatomaceous earth?
Yeah, he didn't type all that in there, but that's what he typed in there. Yeah.
Okay, in 1974 or 75, it was $16.85 for a flight
Make you big here.
Wow.
Not bad. This was when again?
About 74 or 75 when I bought that one.
Yeah. I think the Brodak one is a little bit better quality though. Don't you think so?
I don't know.
Never built one, don't know.
All
Probably
my,
lighter wood.
all mine have been top flight kits.
Yeah, Greg was telling me that some of them you have to be careful from top flight because sometimes when they would stamp the fuselage on one side and then they'd flip it over and stamp it again, the holes wouldn't the punches wouldn't line up.
Yeah, you had to stand those out.
And different things like that because they were just, die cut as opposed to
No,
Bodak's
die-
kit is laser cut.
Yeah, we call them die crush.
Yes. Right. Because they, if you have soft wood, the dies would just crush it. And then sometimes they wouldn't be too quick to change the dies. So they basically would crush instead of cut.
Well, I'd heard that Sterling used harder wood, part of it being cheap and not caring, but part of it was that they could get longer life out of their dies because the
Right.
hard could stamp through better.
Right. Yeah. Sterling kits. I have a Sterling kit or two. I built some when I was a kid. Don't remember what Sterling plane I built. I know I built a Sterling kit. I don't remember which one it was. And I remember the wood being really hard, but I wasn't
Master.
particular.
Although I've got the Sterling SE5A RC kit that I was doing for control line scale, if I ever work on it again. And the wood really isn't all that bad in it. It's not top-notch contest, but it's not the rock wood either.
I have a comment from Tom Ramel. He says, flight streak plan is on outer zone. Thank you, Tom. I knew I saw it somewhere. Outer zone. Thank you very much. And then the T-Bone 1260, he says, like provided, Keith, email received. I'll take care of it. Did you get that, Keith?
He's resting.
Yeah. I know you say you've been doing a lot of administrative work, so I imagine he's tired from all that administrative work.
Well, I got to tell you something, and I'm glad he's out right now. He's been working a lot of hours, very late on the Hall of Fame stuff. I mean, he's really done a lot of work on it.
I bet. I'm not surprised to hear that. Not surprised.
Yep.
So, John, you've been doing any work on your new Pathfinder you're working on? I mean, the old Pathfinder you're revamping.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I can show it to you.
Yeah.
I've got the wing, except for a few little items, is basically done, and the tail feathers are basically done. I'll bring it up. Give me a minute.
All right, no problem.
Well, Mark, I'm looking forward to that Zoom meeting that you're doing for Pampa that's coming up.
Hey, I appreciate you saying that. You get front row seats because of that.
Uh-huh.
I got it on my calendar. So,
Thank you,
has
Bob.
that been publicized through here or just in?
Well, it's on Stunthangar, it's on Facebook, and in the next couple of days, everyone who's a member will be getting an email about it.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I'm going to definitely want to try to tune in. What night's going to be on, or what time of the day?
it's 8:30, I think, Thursday next week,
That's the
8:30
9th.
Eastern time.
Okay, I should be able to do that. Ooh, look at that wing. That looks nice.
Thank
Who
you.
is that?
And
John, yeah.
Thank you.
that looks pretty.
I've only got 16% flaps. I had to fatten it up out here a little bit. And it's smoked it in because I didn't want the wingtip to be too thick or, too much out there. Anyway, I've been working on getting the line weights right as well. I did this area today, and all of this today. So it was a busy day. But it's been fun. I enjoy it. It
Nice.
takes me about as much time to draw the plans as it would take me to build the plane, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Yeah.
You do a
Maybe that's
beautiful.
Marky doesn't do plans.
No, he doesn't. And I can understand why he doesn't, But anyway, the line weights seem to be right on the wing.
Yeah, it looks
check it
nice.
out.
Yeah, it looks really business-like.
Yeah, it's good.
Is
And then
that equal span, John?
it is equal span now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working, this is off of when I did the cardinal plans, I did this tip weight box. And I'm using it on this one, but I've got to change the wingtip shape a little bit. But I'm trying to get like the wingtip weight box, it's up tight against that rib. But here I've got to cut out where the tip actually wraps around it, so it keeps it in place. And this little, it's kind of like a riblet, kind of like on an I-beam riblet on both sides. Will kind of keep the covering from sagging in between here and there. And Pete Peterson used to do his tips like this, and they were so pretty. You know, I thought, I want to do that, so I
Yeah, it
did
is
it.
pretty.
Yeah, it's a nice sweep, and then we get to this. Now I haven't checked to make sure I got all of the line weights right. I just hate to have the line weights all messed up, or all one line weight, you know.
Right.
That just it doesn't look right. It gives you drawings a bad vibe. For a lot of them, they're usually like 10,000 lines. They're skinny and thin and light. And anyway, so that's what I've been working on today. I did a little bit on the fuselage. I actually made it. I'm looking at it where the nose comes off, the tail comes off, and the wing keeps the wing center section with the wing. So it just comes apart in 3 wings, but the wing doesn't come apart. It just stays one length. Because basically I don't want to fly out of the air. I want to be able to get it in the car.
Right.
So that's where it's at. Any questions?
That looks good.
Sure does.
You gonna be
Thank
putting
you.
plans out for it, John, or?
I will probably submit these to Brodak, maybe, I don't know. And I'm thinking about doing like Ted did, donate these to Pampa, so that, but that's after I've built and flown it. But donate them to Pampa to go with their plans business to help increase their income,
Yeah.
you know. So are we going to get that going, Mark? The plans portion of Pampa?
We're not sure yet. It's I may have said this to you before, but it's really the truth, John. It's a manpower issue.
I understand that.
Yeah. I'm working on it. We're making progress, but not on every cylinder, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Very good. Hey, John, just to clarify my understanding, I'm very familiar with the Pathfinder that Brodak produces, but I'm not familiar with this Pathfinder. This is a different Pathfinder than is of the LE. Can you explain? Maybe I should.
The differences?
Yeah, the difference.
Well,
And
the
also
Pathfinder
sessions. Which was first? Which was second?
Pathfinder Mark II, Gordon's design, was the profile, and it was published as the Pathfinder Pro PRO file. And Ken Smith in California made a 200 kit run on that, sold them all out just right away.
Wow.
But the problem with that was it had a longer wing, and it had a full I-beam wing, and it didn't have leading edge sheeting or anything on it. It looked like an I-beamer. And actually, in fact, it was an I-beamer. It just didn't have the little thin I-beam ribs. It had ribs that twisted and locked in onto the I-beam.
Yeah,
But
that
there
was
was,
also a 58-inch wingspan.
yeah, it was a longer wing. But we had a little problem. The wings, after a while, would start flexing. And though I never blew, and Gordy blew his purple full body, the 60 size of this what I'm doing right now. He was doing really tight square loops at the end of a flight. And I think he had him down to about 10 foot aside. And all of a sudden, boom.
It was triangles, and it broke the upward wing in two halves. It broke
Yeah.
a section off, and then broke a part of the inboard or the outboard wing. It broke another section off. Just to
Wow.
hit the ground.
So Gordy decided that he didn't want that to happen to people. And so when we were doing the plans for Brodak, he came up that he wanted to have a C2 wing. And so we did a C2 wing, and he changed a few other things then, and that became the Mark II that Brodak sells, the Pathfinder profile. But it's not the profile, it's Pathfinder Mark II.
Yeah, but also a 55-inch wingspan.
Right, shorter wing.
Yep.
And it flies really well, and it's a lot stronger than the first one was. And then I did this one that I'm updating. I actually started it in '93. I flew it at the 95 knots. Gordon flew it for the judges, to warm the judges up there, having never flown it, and he did a 531 pattern on it, which impressed me. But and that one had the difference between that and the profile version was it had a tapered leading edge, full body, and 17.5-inch tail moment. Anyway, and it was a good flyer. It had I had it on too long lines, so I would hinge on the bottom corner of the square maneuvers, and so Gordon could get it to fly out there. It was on basically 66 or some foot lines, but Gordon could get it to do that corner. He didn't yank it as hard as I did. And every time I did it, it'd try to turn itself inside out, but Gordon did a nice square corner with it. It looked good. So there's another one called the Mark III that I played with it. I put the wing from the Pathfinder 40 in a profile fuselage. And let's see, the Pathfinder LE was, the LE stands for last edition. Gordon didn't want to do anymore. Is that right, Gordon?
Something like that.
Yeah, he just, enough Pathfinders. And
Yeah.
so we sat down at his house, and I had my laptop with me, and we started laying it out, and wound up with an Epler 167 airfoil on it, which is a pretty decent airfoil in my estimation. And came out with a very pretty airplane when we got done. He was very adamant on a lot of things, several things for sure. And we had many a long discussion. But it was, in the end, it was pretty much the way Gordon wanted it. And it flew very well. In fact, it flew very, very well. I'm surprised people haven't discovered it yet, because it is a good flying airplane. So that's basically the
Okay.
the lowdown on the Pathfinders.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me welcome Frank Donnelly. Excuse me, I'm not talking very clear. I have stuff in my throat. But thank you for coming in, Frank. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Charles?
Doing well. Thanks.
Hey,
Been a
Frank.
while since Hey, Mark. How are you?
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be seen.
And let me also welcome Howard Rush. Thank you, Howard, for coming in. Appreciate it.
It's nice to see someone who knows where the Atlantic Ocean is.
So you're from Delaware as well, Frank?
Yes, I am. I'm from Delaware, about 30 minutes, I guess, from Mark. But let me ask you a question here. I'm so used to watching this on YouTube all the time that I normally see, little squares with everybody in it. The way I'm looking at it now, I just see the person who's speaking. Actually, right
Okay.
now, I just see you, Charles.
All right, if you go up to the upper right corner of your screen, you'll see a thing that says view. And then you'll have it'll be speaker and then gallery. Select gallery.
Upper right corner.
Might be upper left on mine.
Upper, because I'm on an Apple, I'm on a Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're
it'll
on the
be
Mac.
upper left. I'm on an iPad.
Okay.
Mine,
I got it right. So it must be different for everybody.
So
We'll go back to K2R aerosol. You can get it on Amazon. I just checked.
Hey,
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Anyways, this change, you might be in what's called speaker view, Frank. And so whoever's talking is big all the time.
right, that's what it is. And
So
I'll
you
just
want
have to
gallery. You want to just find gallery view.
the only place I see anything is down on the bottom. It says participants, chat, reactions, settings, and more.
There's a little square and right next to it, it says view up at the top.
top right.
At the top, I have nothing on the top right. On the top, I have a picture of me on the top right. But on the top left, I have a little square that says live. And next to that, a little green thing with a checkbox on it. I'll click on
Down
that.
below it, you might have switched to gallery view. I'm on an Apple also. On an iPad.
All right, I'll monkey around here.
Yeah, because on mine it's switch camera, and right below it there's like a little checkerboard showing with switch to gallery view.
I don't see any of that, but that's okay. I'll just deal with what I have here.
But Frank, I've never met you before. So why don't you tell me about yourself as far as the hobby?
Well, I flew radio control stuff, I guess, for 50 some years. And maybe about 6 years ago, I met somebody at the club I belonged to that flew control line, and I got back into flying. I hadn't flown since I was a kid, basically. So I worked with him, and I got back into it, learned how to fly the pattern, and now I'm totally hooked on it. That's all I fly. So I basically fly with the Philly Flyers. Basically, most of the time I'm with Dan Banjock and all the guys in that club, basically.
Wow, sounds cool. Yeah, I met Dan Banjock at Brodax, and I've emailed him a couple times, and I've talked to him a couple times to try to get him in here. This hasn't happened yet, and this is how it goes with a lot of people. It takes a while, but thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Actually, I got to tell you, Frank's wife mixes one of the best drinks you'll ever have.
Oh, yeah.
Water.
She's very nice. She comes with him to Brodak, and I've met her several times. It's a nice couple.
Very nice.
Thanks. Well, actually, Charles, one of the reasons I joined tonight, well, been meaning to for a long time. I haven't been on here since Rusty used to host this.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of valuable content that's shared here. And I know the videos are stored on YouTube, but after several weeks go by, it can be difficult to try and remember, well, where was that particular thing and how can I find it? So what I've been doing is keeping a spreadsheet of the various programs and indexing basically timestamps and stuff like that, so that we can go back and find out, like last week when Keith was talking about the Big John and wheel pants and stuff. So, you can find that episode and you can go to the timestamp and quickly get to that.
Wow.
Well, my question is like, where could we store that? I had some ideas about where at the benches where, if it's possible to reply to your invitation there to the meeting. Yeah. I don't know if it is or not. I didn't want to monkey around with that. But if it's possible, I could go in there to each one of those and copy and paste from my spreadsheet, that information. I mean, there's some other options, but I don't know. I wanted to run it by you and the rest of the guys and find out, first of all, is anybody even interested in?
Oh, I am, because
done?
Oh, yeah, big time.
there have been some things I wanted to go back and revisit, but I don't remember which show it was.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when it was. I'll go look, and you have to watch the whole show to get, the 15-minute part you want to see,
Right.
And so that would definitely be a huge time saver. I'm sure that they'll be interested. I'm just taken back. That's a lot of time you've done what you've done.
Well, I've been kind of laid up here lately. I had some surgery a few weeks ago on my lip, and I couldn't do much building. So I've had this idea in the back of my head for quite some time. So I just sat down, and I haven't gone back that far. I've got the last week or last episode in December, and then everything up until now. And the other option is, well, first off, with that one, I would imagine if we did a sort, not a sort, but if you did your normal search in Stunthangar in the forums, I mean, we would get hits on all these. I've got the topic, just the highlights, basically. I can't capture everything we talk about here, but the major things. I have the topic and the presenter and the timestamp. And if it's a general discussion, I don't put in a presenter. But, if you did a normal search and one of those topics came up, I would imagine you'd get a hit in Stunthangar, and it would just point at the bench and you could go in there and find it. But alternatively, I was thinking, and I don't know if this is possible, it would be a lot nicer, I would think, that if you could just get the spreadsheet, then you can browse through all the topics, and you could sort them however you wanted. But I don't know if I can store a file anywhere. I know there are stickies at the top at the bench, and I don't know if it would be possible to create one and store the file there, that spreadsheet, and then just replace it every time. So we don't have, hundreds of them, just would be one that's updated and replaced there every time we have a show. But
yeah, maybe ask Sparky, just PM Sparky and see if it's possible to store a file there. I don't know. I mean, I've seen people store videos, I've seen images, but I haven't seen a spreadsheet per se. I don't know, I might be mistaken.
All right, well, I mean, if you could look into that.
It might even be to the advantage of having Sparky set up a forum area just for this spreadsheet on what's on the video chat, kind of like what he's got, for like I've got the CAD users for him,
Or when he asked Ed Fancher to set up the at the handle section.
At the handle section, he could probably set up a section just for this kind of a spreadsheet maintenance of subjects. I think it's a great idea what he's done and what he's doing with that spreadsheet, because that really makes it easy to search.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not used to using this Mac for this Zoom meeting. So, I mean, I have the spreadsheet, but I wouldn't even know how to share it with you right now. I don't see any options on my screen to do that. So, but if it's not a problem, Charles, I can start by just, like I said, replying to your individual invitations on At the Bench. And in that reply, I'll go ahead and put that information for now. And if we work out something better, so be it.
That's
That'd be
great.
great. I mean, it's a new year, and if that'd be another enhancement, I'm all about the show getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Charles,
attracting more and more people. Yeah, Mark.
this just proves to all of you that there are bright people in Delaware.
Yes.
Well, I tell you, you guys are really losing it.
That's one. That's one.
There must be something I'm missing in that joke, obviously.
We won't talk about it.
Charles, what's Sparky's full name?
His name is Robert Stoic.
Robert which?
Stoic. Like
Stoic.
someone who's stoic. Like
thought it was
STOIC.
I thought there's an R in there, isn't there? Storic?
Yes.
Storic, yeah.
Yeah.
STORICK, I think it is.
Are you looking for him in the forum, or are you looking for him? Stuart?
No, on the list of for the Snoopies.
Oh, yeah.
I got it. Okay, because he had a couple down he wanted.
Right. Let me welcome Philip Bailey, and thank you, Philip, for coming in. Appreciate that. And Carl, thanks for coming in, Carl. Appreciate it.
And Carl, I didn't get anything from you.
Yeah, I think that's because I mailed it on Thursday or Friday, so you should be getting it this week sometime, hopefully.
Okay, I will keep watching.
There you go. There you go.
All
Hey,
righty.
Stuart,
Yep.
you were gonna email me so I could send you a PDF.
Yep. I was looking at the email here, your address just 2 minutes ago, but I'll send that to you.
Okay,
Just an update on Snoopy. We've had them all printed, so hopefully I'll get them out maybe next week.
That's great.
We'll see. Actually, everybody here, just the ones that are here. Gary, did you have one? Did you want one or?
I don't need one.
Okay, that's fine. I just wondered.
Yeah, my address wasn't on there.
And I don't think Howard wanted one, and I don't think Keith did. I just wanted to make sure. And Bob, you wanted one though, right?
Yeah, actually two if possible,
Okay. See what I can do.
but one would be great.
Okay.
And I'm just checking that I've got that my mailing address is in Stunthangar here. Just a minute. I think it is.
I think I've got you here on the list.
While you're doing that, let me catch up on the chat box. The T-Bone 1260, that's Tom Luciano, by the way. He says, Charles, Vintage Performance has the flight streak for $99. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that. That's a great tip. I actually was in communication with the gentleman who runs that. Yeah, I did see that. And I'm still trying to figure out if how I want to go about it, because I really have other planes I need to build, and I was just hoping I could get a fly streak a lot easier and quicker so I can actually use it than building it. And then Mark Lumen, he says, got you like. Now he's also a member. He just like him and Gary, he's a member of our YouTube channel, so there's a special marker next to his name. And he says, got the base coat of white on the chipmunk. We'll be masking up for the typical chipmunk color scheme. Oh, that's cool. New shop is coming together. Watching from home. Well, that's good that you're home. I'm happy for that, Mark. That's great. And thank you for chiming in. Appreciate it. Right now we have 19 concurrent viewers and 13 likes. So if you haven't smashed that like button, please do that. That helps the analytics of the show. We have 0 new members as far as the YouTube channel, and 0 chat revenue as well.
hey, Phil,
Yes, sir.
did you get to see where I've got the wing and the tail feathers on the?
No, sir. I missed
Pathfinder?
that. No, sir. You must have
Oh.
gone over that tonight, and I didn't. I just have tuned in a minute ago.
Oh, well, check the oh,
The replay.
the
Replay.
Yeah.
I'll look at it in the morning.
Okay,
You know what I just noticed, John?
what?
You trimmed your beard.
Yeah, I noticed it. It looks nice and clean cut.
Thanks for noticing.
John, what's different? And oh, he trimmed the beard.
I kept thinking something looks different, but I couldn't figure out what it was. But that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's what it is. Looks good.
He's trying to look all clean cut on us now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I still got all of this back here.
Well, you know, is it because
Okay.
you're performing now, doing the harmonica? Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Yeah, I have an image to uphold now.
Oh Lord, he's gonna
As
he's gonna
I
go
get
and
all
get all
those
serious
little old
with us
ladies.
now.
I get all those little old ladies wanting to come sit on Santa's lap.
Yes, yes. Let me ask Frank a question. I'm curious, Frank, what planes are you flying?
Well, I guess in PA, I'm flying an Axioma and a Vector. For old time stunt, I have a Viking. I'm building a Genesis Extreme at the moment. I went up to see Bob Hunt a couple months ago, early December, and he set me up with mold bucks and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm well underway with a Genesis Extreme. And I got a profile trophy trainer that I fly a profile. And I've got other
Wow.
stuff too. Ringmaster and flight streaks. I got a P40. Yeah, that's what I'm flying.
You got some nice planes. It sounds like so are you predominantly electric or do you do some IC or?
I'm predominantly electric. For old time, I still use, glow, and my Ringmaster's glow. But anything I build for stunt or anything new, I make it electric.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I just have one electric plane right now. That's the SV11 electric ARF.
Uh-huh.
I really like it a lot. It's consistently flies the same, as far as the motor runs, should say. But I still like glow. I still love how the glow sounds and the smell and all that.
Yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages. Some of the guys I fly with wouldn't even think, Danny won't even consider electric.
No.
Yeah, we have people like that in this gallery here too.
No, say it isn't.
Say it isn't so.
Yes. So I do a little bit of both, and I really, it's hard for me to make a preference. Really, I enjoy them both. They're both really, really enjoyable. The airframe is really more of my thing that I'm more particular about. The airframe, how it performs.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like the ease of use to me of electric. I know, for me anyway, once I have it set up, it runs the same all the time. And the only adjustment I have to really make is if it's really windy, I might increase the RPMs a little or back them down if it's not. So I don't have to worry about mixture changing and fuel tank is up too high or down too low and all that kind of stuff.
That is all true. That is all true. But when you see a glow engine and someone has an exceptional setup and an exceptional flight, it's like, wow.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
I
grew up with all that stuff too. So I know,
especially if it's a twin.
Yeah. You see, I mean, a matter of fact, in that the contest I went to last year, Anton Gephardt had a Epiphany. It's a twin. And I think he had two LA 25s on there. And Gordon, I think you would have appreciated that flight. He had those things, they were tuned. Matter of fact, it's on my YouTube channel. If you go to Flying Control Line Stunt, that's Flying Control Line Stunt. I have a video of, but it's not the best video to see how well those engines were running. But you can see the plane flying.
Another one that's awesome is Bruce's Too Much, especially with the retracts, his acoustic retracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought it to Salt Lake here and flew it here in Salt Lake with us.
Yeah, him and Ken went down, I think.
Yes, Ken was with him. I told him he wanted to buy it, and I says, well, if you'll come and get it, spend a few days with me, I'll give you the Gemini. So he came down, picked up the Gemini, and flew his Too Much here. Except his retracts worked a lot better than mine did back in the 60s.
Got tired of whipping that airplane.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Gemini fly yet, but I've seen the Too Much numerous times.
Gemini's
awesome. Tell them, Gordon, about your flight at Buckeye with the Too Much when it was new.
Oh, we test flew it in Buckeye, and I had a free flight timer, the flat on it. So when you wound it up, the gear would be down. Then it went up to the round part. It'd push a set of points across to the other side and reverse the polarity and bring the gear up. Well, all worked on with the timer okay until I run the motors. And I took off and the gear went up like I was supposed to. I called Jim Rhodes out, hey, come out, you gotta fly this. So he flew it. One engine shut off, the gear's still up. Pretty soon the other engine shuts off, the gear's still up.
He's flying over the roughest asphalt you ever seen.
And he says, Gordy, if you don't want me to land this on this 100 grit sandpaper, you better get your butt out here. So I ran out and took the handle over and I whipped it. And I whipped it as long as I could. Finally, I says, it'll just have to land. So I quit whipping and all of a sudden you hear the gear come down.
Oh, good. Oh, man, what a sigh of relief.
Oh, it was. So at the contest, I didn't use them during the contest. I just left them down. But when I got home, we used them quite a bit after I got home.
Yeah, that exemplifies what Bob Hunt says. And when people see his twins with the landing gear, people go, oh, that's so cool when they come up. And Bob's reply is, I like when they come down.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who hasn't seen those planes flying, Bruce is too much. There's quite a few videos out there on it. Northwest Regionals this year, and there's, I think it's Flying Control Line or something like that. Anyway, just do a search for it, and there's a whole bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome Lynn Burrell in the house. Thank you, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Appreciate you coming
Hey,
in.
Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Canada's represented.
Hey guys, I'm gonna leave it on mute because I got other things going on here, but I'm gonna hang in.
Thank
Had
you.
beans for dinner?
Good to see you, Lynn. Looks like you worked today.
Oh yeah, work today. You're right.
You'll never know.
Beans for dinner.
I PM'd you at my address and all that, so be sure you got it.
Hey, Keith, are you still with us, Keith? Keith Trossel?
Barely.
Well, T-Bone said he received the email and he'll take care of it. That's Tom Luciano.
Okay.
And Tom also said if I can wait till March, he can send me a built by him flight streak to VSC. So thank you, Tom. I definitely will. Boy, you're making it very difficult. I was actually thinking I wasn't going to be able to go to VSC this year, but well, that is some motivation. Not to mention seeing everybody there who I haven't seen in a while. You know, I remember I went there a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed myself at VSC.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, I don't know if it's as fun as Brodax, but it's a fun contest.
It may not be better than Brodak, but it's sure in the running.
Yeah, I had a very good time there.
It's either one of them is more fun than the nationals. Nationals is stress and strain and worry and got to practice. Those two contests, if you try to get serious, somebody's going to get you.
That is so true. Oh man. Yeah. I was just taken back when I went there. I'll be right with you, Mark. And there was that guy who has that traveling hobby shop at VSC.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing. I picked up quite a few things from him too.
That'd be a nice thing to have at a meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
He set up at Triple Tree.
Yes, he did.
Year before last, I think it was. It took him about 30 minutes to set the thing up, but I couldn't believe all the stuff that came out of that van. And then I got looking through it. My word, I haven't seen these in years. So I bought. He had three, and I bought all three of them.
Yeah, he uses the original prices.
Yes, he does.
He's a pretty neat guy.
Yes, he is.
So I had a really good time. I picked up, remember with the starters, the electric starter. I actually have the original container that holds the batteries.
Oh yeah.
You know, I saw that. And I go, I have not seen that. You know, I mean, I've seen people make a makeshift container to hold the battery, but this was the one that was designed, I think, by Sullivan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I was like, wow. So I bought that, and other neat stuff he had. Oh, and he some Rev Up 12.6 EWs.
Yeah.
Not 12.6,
Yeah,
10.6. 10.6 EWs. I mean, you can't walk away from that.
No,
not if you like 35s at all.
Yeah.
Like my stash of 11.6 EWs, I think I got about 9 or 10 of them, and I'll definitely hoard those.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Charles, could I
go ahead?
I want to let you guys know something about Frank that I'm trying to do at Tampa. Is that Frank and I have known each other a while, not as well as we've gotten to know each other since flying control line. But he did something that, you know, it takes someone a little bit of courage to do, but he was a member of basically an all RC club in South Jersey, and got that going for control line. They have their own circle. They probably have bigger contests in control line and fly-ins than they do in RC. And he's really done a heck of a job at in a friendly way of getting an RC club to embrace control line. And Frank, I just applaud that for you. I wish we could do that in more places.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Yeah, it was pretty easy over there. They were really receptive to it.
Yep.
And you're right. I mean, we have this ski memorial every year, which is the biggest thing going at Salem right now. It's bigger than anything they do for RC.
Yep.
Well, that's neat. That is very neat.
Thank you for doing that.
With the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge, I don't know if that RC club has anything on par with that, but Stephen McBride and Ruben McBride have seemed to work it out with the RC club memberships there too, to host that show, to host the contest. And I mean, they fully supported. They were feeding us, you know, of course they were taking donations, but it's a pretty good event.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we ended up getting a lot of the Philly Flyers to come and join the Salem Club because it's so much nicer to fly there than some of the fields the Philly Flyers fly at. So, you know, and John Saunders doesn't live too far from there anyway, so I get to see him over there quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I met John Saunders at Brodax. That was great.
Yep. Good guy.
He's quite a flyer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, John's my kind of coach.
Oh, good for you. Well, you have a coach. Well, you're
Good
really
coach to
fortunate.
have.
Oh,
Well, it's an informal thing. I mean, if he's there, I'll say, "Hey, well, watch this one for me and tell me what you think."
That's great.
First time I asked Tommy Looper that, I asked him, "How about watch this flight and see what you think?" He watched me. He launched the plane, watched me fly. He said, "You do still have your RC sailplanes in the basement, right?"
Well, he could have said something worse, Phil. He could have said, "Did you just learn the stunt pattern?"
Well, actually, I had just learned the stunt pattern.
Okay.
That was it. That was it. I have gotten a little better over the years. That was 38 years ago.
Oh, yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, seems like yesterday. No, it was longer than that. It's wait a minute. 40. It's 46 years ago because I met him 6 months. 47 years ago because I met him 6 months after I got married, and I'll be married. Our anniversary is March 1st, just over a month. So 47 years. My golly.
Oh, God.
I knew I'd known the old buzzard a long time, but I didn't know him that long. I'll have to buy him lunch or something. Do something nice for him, putting up with me that long.
Yes.
Oof.
Hey, Philip, thank you for the like. I see you did a like for me and Sparky. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Also, Jonathan Carradas, who was in here Friday, he says, hiya, spinners and tuners. Just blew in on the wind. And he goes on to say, sorry, no video. I got to keep moving here. Stuff needs attention. Thanks
Well, I know
for
that feeling.
chiming in, Jonathan. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Wish I didn't know
Charles.
what he's talking about, but I do.
Yeah, yes, Gary?
Yeah. Did you notice Lynn's picture just a little bit ago?
Yeah, I noticed
Back
that.
left.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. It's
Did
weird. how
everybody
it's
see
just-
that?
And then he disappeared.
Yeah. There he's back again.
Yeah, you muted
Okay.
still, Lynn.
Yeah.
Any better now?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know
hope
if
it-
it's really you guys or if it's my
Yeah,
computer.
it comes and goes. I had a Zoom meeting last night. It was horrible. It was doing the same thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we keep trying.
Oh, come on, Len, you're ruining it. We were all getting ready to gang up on Charles. Tell him to buy some new junk.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's interesting. Because I think it was your particular one last week too. So maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something there. Thank you. I've been trying to figure out what's going on.
Well,
There's
actually,
something wrong
Charles,
with my, there's
part of it-
something wrong with my connection. I don't know what it is. Who knows?
Okay.
We'll
At the
figure
start
it
of
out
it,
eventually.
I was flashing back and forth across the top of the screen for a minute there.
Yeah.
You was
Yeah.
too? I didn't notice that. Okay. Well, we'll hopefully get to the bottom of it. Is it because my and I'm looking at the control panel, it says excellent connection on my side. It doesn't even give me the sometimes I get a warning about the biz rate being below spec, but I don't see that. So I don't know what's going on. So
Len must be putting out electrical currents.
oh, look at Snoopy.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time.
It makes Snoopy big here.
There we
All
go.
right. All right.
Looks good. And you're muted for some reason,
muted.
Stuart.
The new guy on the block that came in today.
Very cool. Now,
Um,
that's a little bit bigger one than the ones that we're gonna have, right?
yeah, that's the big one. I just wanted to see. Frank hasn't seen this, I don't believe.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. I've been here on YouTube every night.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if you wanted one of these
Sure.
or not.
They
But
are
I
cool.
wouldn't, if I got one, I wouldn't want one that big though. It would be.
No, this is the daddy. The little
Okay.
ones we printed up are an inch and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. You could put me down for one.
Okay. Not sure if I got you on this list.
You probably don't.
If you want to
Okay.
type in our chat, Frank, down at the
Yeah.
bottom of your screen, the chat there, you can type and you can send it exclusively to Stuart if you want, unless you want to share with us your address. But it won't go out to the public. Our chat is just inside the Zoom meeting. And I'm referring to another chat when I'm reading those chats. That's from the YouTube chat.
So Stuart,
Stuart, I sent you my address a few minutes ago there too on the.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. I already got a full sheet of guys.
Thanks.
Hey, Stuart,
Yep.
can you put a beard on mine so it looks like John Miller?
Maybe he'll cut you a little skiff there and send it off.
Okay.
Yeah. There.
Mark
They're
don't
lit
come
flicker.
up with a
See
zinger
it. I
often,
see
but
it,
boy,
Gary.
when he does, it's a good one. Oh me. Oh me. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Charles, I'm gonna say goodnight. I gotta
All right.
get
Hey, thank you, Gordon, for coming in, man. Especially
Gordon.
when you're
Gordon, take care of
not
yourself,
feeling
buddy.
your optimum. I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
See you, Gordon.
Yep.
Take
Take care.
elevate my leg.
Yep.
Take it
Good night.
easy.
I got it, Frank.
So Caffeine's going to build a Pathfinder, or he wants to build a Pathfinder, huh?
He's like
Yeah.
a lot, wants to
Good
build a lot.
airplane.
Pathfinder's a hard one to beat. That's funny.
I have
trying to
a
Really good airplane.
I have a Pathfinder Arc. I haven't built it yet.
I've got a kit and I'm scratch building one. Now you tell me who's stupid enough to have a kit sitting there and scratch build one. Oh Lord. Anyway.
Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe it missed. Maybe
No,
you forgot all about
the one I'm building is a later model. John sent me the plans to it. It's got a tapered wing, and I got the wings built. If I ever get time to go back down there and finish sanding it, the top's sanded, the bottom's not. But I still got to build the fuselage. I've got all the plans and everything together to build it and figured out how to do it. Just haven't done it yet.
Bill, everyone used to do that with the old Noblers and stuff with the crappy wood. You'd scratch build off the kit, use it as templates.
Yeah, I remember.
Not me, I couldn't afford to. I had to use
Lord.
whatever there was.
If it was too heavy a wood, I'd sand it a little bit and hollow it out as much as I could, make it work. I couldn't afford it either back in the day. But we do what we have to do.
Right.
Right on.
Also these days, I don't know if you can afford to leave it now.
Well, that's true. But the guys used to ask me, he says, what gives? I mean, they look at my airplanes and I'd have all these holes in the ribs and have them cut like it was a wishbone wing or an I-beam wing, and it wasn't. The first one I think I did like it was a stiletto kit, one of the M&P stiletto kits. And I built it and somebody else bought it from me before I got it finished. But he said, why did you cut the wing up so bad? I said, well, weigh the wing and see if you can figure a way to get it lighter or get it that light without cutting out the extra wood. Oh, well, if you ever ding this thing, it's going to go all to pieces. I said, yeah, well, I build them to fly, not to crash.
Right. Exactly.
And that was the only answer I could come up with.
You just need to be strong enough.
Yeah. If it's strong enough to withstand flight loads and do everything that I do with it, and I have built one that didn't, and but if it'll stand flight loads, it's strong enough. But now I did build a stunt fire that I built for a 56 4-stroke, and I went to do a wing over and I pulled that thing up and the fuselage just snapped right there.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
I bet.
But anyway, it only had 6 flights on it. That hurt.
Yeah, I have a question from Jonathan Karatis to Keith. Keith, he wants to know, he's told a couple of his mates about the vampire, but to no avail. Is there any way you might be able to help with the plans?
Did he send me a message a day or two ago?
I don't know.
No, he's the one. I'll work on trying to get him a copy of it. All I can do is copy my copy from the magazine. That magazine was what, 1952. It's not the cleanest copy, but I can copy it.
All right.
I did have somebody from Australia or New Zealand send me full-size plans a long time ago, but they're not really very good.
Excuse me, Keith, is a vampire does Brodak not do the vampire? If they do, you can get plans from them.
Not the one we're talking about. This is the one that was 1952 New Zealand champion. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. The one I'm talking about looks like a small. Oh gosh, another old timer that's real popular. No, I can't.
This has a wing with that the engine blows and the propeller blows through the middle of the wing.
Oh Lord, I'd like to see that. I remember y'all talking about it, but I don't remember seeing it.
If you guys want to look at it, I'll pull it.
Yeah, sure. Show us again.
Blows through the middle of the wing.
So what is he asking for?
The plans for the vampire.
Yeah.
And the vampire I know of looks like a small Viking. I think it's a Viking. And it's about a 23 or 25 size ship. Smaller old timer. I can't remember if it's profile or not. No, it's not. It's not profile.
And Jonathan Karatis goes on to say, man, some of the balsa we're getting here in New Zealand at the moment is made from the armor belt of the Bismarck.
That's good. That's good. Oh. Oh.
Hitler's revenge.
I got some a few weeks ago that I thought it was better suited for a Louisville Slugger than for a model airplane, but from the Bismarck. Now I have never heard that one before. That's pretty good.
So here we go, Philip. We're gonna show it right now here.
Yeah.
Here's.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Article.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We saw that on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a cigarette that guy's smoking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is 1952.
1952, you weren't cool unless you had a cigarette in your mouth.
And here's.
Like not having a cell phone in your hand today.
Yep.
Yeah. That is neat. How in the world did you fuel proof the inside of that thing?
Well,
Wow. Wow.
Here's
Not like
this is the nacelle that sits up here. You can see it's got little bumps on it to help, I guess, the airflow help keep it out on the lines.
wow. How about that?
Had
It is
little
so-
tiny rudders on it, but it had circular bell crank in here, and then it ran the flaps and the elevators with pulleys. It's a strange arrangement. Not a very thick airfoil, but at least it's symmetrical and has little flaps. And
Wow. Look at that.
it says it won the New Zealand Nationals in 1952, but that I don't know if that means very much because I think the first airplane to win the British National Gold Cup, they called it then, a thing called Can Do, and plans were published. If you build one, you'd be lucky just to be able to get it to fly.
I remember seeing pictures of one of those, and they build very heavy. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, he sent me something. I'll try to make a copy and get him a package.
All right. Yeah, he did say yes. It was him.
That's pretty cool.
I think he sent me the address, so I'll try to get him something.
All right, thank you very much, Keith.
I've been kind of busy with another.
Yeah, that's what Mark said. Mark said you've really been working a lot on the Hall of Fame.
How are your airplanes coming, Keith? I know you got two that you're going to be hard pressed to get ready for VSC.
Well,
How are they coming?
Chisler, all I have to do is put a coat of clear on the wing and a flap and glue it on. It's ready to go. And you saw the big job, I think, a couple days ago, and it hasn't changed any since then.
You do have a lot of work to do.
Well,
Missed that show, Keith. What engine are you putting in a big job?
a double star 60.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It should haul it around pretty good.
Well, it did okay with the last one, yeah.
Keith, Jonathan Carrata says thank you.
Yeah, I'll try to get something out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, looking at magazine plans and wanting to build from them, it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I had never sent off for plans because I was too cheap, hated mail order. So I'd take an overhead projector at school and I'd blow them up on the wall and to the size and trace them out. And that'd be my plans.
Wow, that's
That'll work.
that's innovative.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you could buy plans from Air Trails for 50 cents in those days. Yeah.
Yeah. I have the first set of plans I ever bought. I was in the 5th grade, and I paid 35 cents for them. And then the second set I bought was Larry Scarenzi's You Name It, and they were on sale. I paid 14 cents a piece for 3 sets of plans to it. I still have the receipt and everything for that.
The first plans I ever bought was the Nimrod. It was a model from England, United Kingdom. Yeah,
They built.
I
They
have
had.
that article somewhere, Charles. The Nimrod.
You do?
Yeah,
Nimrod, yeah.
I can visualize it right now. The guy holding it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the first plans I bought. I never built it, but I bought the path. I thought that was such a cool looking plane.
I think that was in model airplane news.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was too. Yeah.
What, Nimrod?
Nimrod, yeah, the first one. I know you can get the Nimrod 3 on Hip Hop Auto Aeronautics. I did download the third one, but I actually have the original. They're kind of yellowed, but I have them in my garage.
I seem to recall the picture of the builder, that designer, that it was very British, with his sweater and his tie and everything else. holding
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think he had his girlfriend in the article
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I've never seen a Nimrod in competition, so I don't know if it's a good flying plane or not.
Hey,
That I
Charles.
couldn't tell you.
Charles,
Yeah.
that K2R stuff you were talking about earlier. Do you have any idea? I looked up on Amazon and it was $45 for a can.
That might have been a case.
It didn't look like it on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
A2R?
Certain things are crazy on the Amazon sometimes I've seen, but
Oh,
there was a case there for $6 or something, was $130.
Okay, I didn't look at prices. I just saw it was there, so I.
You talking
I
about
just didn't know
K2R,
what
the
you- like,
stuff
that's
you
what
get
I
through
was
the
wondering.
line?
Yeah, the aerosol K2R, Philip.
You know how much it cost when you buy it there? Do you remember?
$6, something like that.
Really?
I'm serious. I just bought a can of it and used it. I use it to get, the water here is kind of hard sometimes. And we've got a plastic spigot on our bathtub. Well, we never use a bathtub. We used to take showers. But it looked like my wife thought it was rusting. I said, it can't rust, honey. It's plastic. So she thought it was rusting when we replaced it. And I thought, I remember that thing being sealed. So I got K2R and sprayed on it, let it set a few minutes and wiped it off. And it took most of it off. I need to give it a second coat, but it's
It's,
lime and
$45 for one can.
Yeah. Like it's
Amazon.ca.
Really?
Oh, let me-
You know what? I have a can
Yeah.
that's you can buy for less, maybe about $30.
no, I got it on Amazon right here for $16.39.
That's
Yeah,
US.
I'm looking at it
That's
on
US.
Amazon too.
US or Canadian.
Amazon.ca. Sometimes they'll just hose you, like when
$45 a can for K2R.
Oh, I see.
I'll find
yeah.
a way to get one. I'll just wait. I'm not in a hurry anyhow, but I want to pick one up. But I thought the price was absurd because I had looked at this a year ago or something, and I thought it was nuts. So, and that's what happens sometimes in Canada. The CA or Amazon's just their pricing is just ridiculous.
well, back when you could get the Evolution 36 there, it was $90 in US site, and it was 270 in
Oh,
the
check
Canadian.
this out. He has the
That's pretty.
There we are. Yeah.
that's the Nimrod. That's why I bought it as a kid. I thought it was a cool looking
Oh.
plane.
It is pretty looking. In some ways, a bit like a Thunderbird.
Here we go. This is-
Oh, that is a pretty plane.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Looks like a canopy like the ballerina has.
Oh gosh, no, don't ballerina. Ooh.
It looks
Cowling looks a lot like a Zlin.
Yeah, there you go.
I was
Wow.
wrong about the sweater.
Thank you, Keith. That's very cool.
Keith, what year was that? What?
This
Again?
is September 72,
Yeah.
and it's published in Model Airplane News too.
Hey, Stuart.
Yep.
I sent you my address on the chat.
Yeah, I got that. Thanks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I
No
already
problem.
had it on the list.
No problem.
That's good. Hey, John, did you get? I sent you my email just so you know on the chat.
Stuart, you have mine, don't you?
Yep, I got yours too. I got
Okay, thanks.
you're on the list already.
Yeah.
It was from Gary actually sent me the list.
Okay.
Yeah, good deal.
We got something else here. Oh, another shot. This is This is
This
what I
is-
remember.
This is model airplane news.
Yeah.
That's Nimrod 3.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a good looking plane.
Which
Well, they're
magazine
huge.
was the September 72 in, Keith? Which magazine was that?
That was Aero Modeler.
Aero
This
Model.
model airplane news is September 72.
Gotcha.
Gracious. Look at the wingtips on that thing. They're huge.
Yeah.
Gracious.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty plain.
It is.
I mean, with those moments, airfoil, flaps, everything, it probably flies pretty darn good nowadays.
Oh, I got one for you. Keith, when they had oh, now I gotta think of the name of it. Ed Southwick's playing the Skylark. Have you ever seen a 60 size one?
Yeah.
Did Ed fly a 60 size one?
I don't remember, but I know I've seen one. I don't know who had it.
I know it's a pretty airplane. It gets big quick.
Hey, Charles, could you make me a little large just for a second?
You're full screen.
Absolutely.
I don't
Only
want
because he was talking, but I'll make it big. There you go.
Yeah, I don't like to brag, but I just wanted to show you guys something.
All right. Oh, look at that. Very good.
How about that?
Beginner, and then lift it a little bit higher so we can see you got
First
first place.
Thanks.
Cool.
Hey, congrats. That is awesome.
See that?
Yeah.
And if things go right, I'll be an intermediate this year.
Yeah. Very,
So 10 years, you know.
yeah, very good. You know, it's
Keep in
a
mind,
big
he has a
jump going
word
from beginner to intermediate. That is not a little step.
Hey,
keep in mind
is
he has
not
a
a little
Woolwich
step. I think,
P47.
I hate the title beginner because you can do squares, wing overs,
yep.
overhead eights, and you're called a beginner. I'm like, you kidding me? I remember I won my first beginner contest, and I went to show my friends, and then they saw the beginner, they laughed at me. And I was like, do you know how hard it is to do the beginner pattern? They're not getting it. They're not flyers, We got to have a better name because that's a lot of flying to get first and beginner.
It is.
Well, everybody thinks it's easy to fly a little airplane on strings around in circles, and then you put them out there, and when they go whop one time, that wasn't so easy after all. Yeah,
Well, I hope
But
to
Mark-
compete again this year, but it'll be in advance.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Yeah, and Advance is a tough neighborhood.
Yes,
it
it is.
is.
Advance is no joke.
But, I feel good when I fly in advance because I push everyone up one position. I think it's the nicest thing I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I tell you one thing: Mark has probably got more. He's probably got more people to try control line flying than anybody I've ever known.
Oh, that's great.
We're trying. Thank you, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying people figure that it's just good zipping round and round on a string and no excitement. A friend of mine a few years ago was over. I was sorting out a glider he was building, and he was saying, well, I told him he should come out and see control line. Oh, no, that'd be just boring flying. He's English too, so he had the accent. That'd be just boring going round and round. So I popped up a windy video. I think it was from 2009 Nats. And just by pure chance, fluke, there was Bruce Perry flying his pattern.
Yep.
And said, yeah, you can come out and see this guy flying for real any weekend you want. And he figured, whoa, I had no idea that these little model airplanes on wires could do this much.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I
is.
tell people, if you think that I'm going to just get all into just going round and round in circles, you don't know me. That's just like, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't be doing it. There's so much more to just going around level flying a model airplane. And I have some comments in the chat box. Mark Newman, he deleted that, but he did say he's looking for a 7-inch bubble canopy, the SIG type. You know, SIG is closing their business, I guess. Or if they're moving, is out there doing, they're moving.
Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody out there has a 7-inch canopy, Mark Lumen needs one.
You should check Brodak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brodak carries a lot of SIG canopies.
Yeah.
I've got some from the Granderson estate.
Ah,
I said some to John Miller, but there's more. So
there you go.
And then Jonathan Carrada says the Nimrod, nice looking airplane. The numbers look good, a bit like a rendition of the Thunderbird. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that too. And Jonathan Carrada said earlier, yes, I'll send another message. Thanks. Okay, no hurry, Keith. It's only been 71 years.
Yeah, the drawer that the big canopies are in is kind of buried under behind a bunch of stuff, but I've got a whole swag load of those bubble canopies. I just might have one.
There you go. Hey, Frank.
Yes.
Just butt in. It's the only way to get in.
Well, actually, I had a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Last week I made my reservations for Brodak just on the whim that it's going to be the same week. But have you heard anything from Buzz? Do you know if
It's on? It's on. We already have the AMA approval.
All right, terrific.
Yep.
Do you know the dates?
I don't have them in front of me.
Probably the 11th.
It always ends the day before Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yeah, the week of the 11th, probably.
That sounds about right. Yeah. See.
Okay, 11th through the 17th.
Okay. Yeah, that looks right.
Through 17 of June. Okay.
Anybody have any photos they want to share?
I don't have a photo, Charles, but I do have something here. It's kind of interesting. I know you guys were talking about that new climb and dive timer a few episodes back.
Yes.
Well, I didn't realize this, but well, first off, he posted the files to have a little box printed for that thing. And I downloaded the files, and I don't know if you can see this, but
Let me make it big. 1 second.
This is the box. It comes in 2 pieces.
Okay.
And you put it together. You put the timer in here, I guess, and there's a couple of ears on here.
Yeah.
You can bolt that onto your plane. But the interesting thing is, I don't have a 3D printer, and I just sent the files to my local library. It took about 2 weeks, and I got notified today that this was ready, and I picked it up.
Wow.
So if you have access, if you have files and you don't have access to a 3D printer, you might try your local library. It didn't cost me anything to have it printed.
They don't charge you for that?
No, there was no charge.
Wow. That's good to know.
That is great.
Yeah, they do that here too. My wife's had some things done, and I think there's a minimal charge here. It's for the material or something like that, but it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, you do it all online. You go out there, you fill out a form, and you say what you're going to use it for. And I think there's a certain size restriction, and but that whatever that restriction is, it's pretty big. And then you submit it, and then 2 weeks later, I guess it depends on what their backlog is, but in my case, I had it in 2 weeks.
That is great news. Thank you very much. That is really good.
Oh,
I have to keep that in mind.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Joe Gilbert's in the house.
Joe Gilbert got here. How about that?
Hey, Joe.
Thanks for coming in, Joe.
I'm late.
That's all right. I
Okay.
think Dennis Adamison, he said he might still make it. He might
It's
make
like
it late.
we're to here tonight. It was cold today.
How cold was it?
18 this morning.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
That's cold for where you live.
That's cold. Yep.
wow.
Sleet and ice and all that good stuff. You know,
Nice.
that's lovely.
I'd
Lovely.
feel home there. I'd feel right at home there.
Feel right at home.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Just like
We've
Canada.
never four-wheel drive truck till now, and man, they're remarkable in the snow and ice.
Except when you want to stop.
Yeah, they don't stop any better.
Don't go fast, but they can go.
Yeah,
We were
I
about
think-
26 below over the weekend, so.
Oh,
wow.
Lord.
But that's
Wow.
Celsius, mind you. That's Celsius, so that'd be like what, land -8 or something like that Fahrenheit.
That's cold.
Wow.
See.
I
It'd
think
be
that's the
somewhere
that's the-
around there, yeah.
That's the
Because
biggest
the-
problem with teaching people to drive in the snow. Just because it'll go faster, it'll get going, and it'll actually go in the snow and ice. It's heavier, and it doesn't stop near as quick.
Oh,
Sure,
You
it
need to-
does. As soon as you run into something, it stops real quick.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
stops immediately.
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
don't get on the gas. That's it. You can pull up to a stoplight though, and it's slick, and just gas it and it go on up the hill. It's good.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting at stop signs like that where it gets polished by the tires spinning. Way
Oh,
back
man.
then, it used to be that with rear wheel drives and we had front wheel drive, yeah, well, you'd be good because it wouldn't be polished up. Now everyone's driving front wheel drives, so the front end of the stop line is the one that gets all polished to ice.
Hmm.
They did a pretty good job here. They got sand put out in places, and it's okay. It's just the back streets are always treacherous. You know, they got
Yep.
that in Canada all winter long. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put sand in the middle of the circle and go flying, Lee.
Hey, you betcha. It's the only way to go.
Well, the
I've done that.
difference is
Put sand in the circle and go fly in the middle.
Darn right.
There's a
difference
guy
is those
in
guys-
BC has a YouTube channel there, Barry, and he's got his private acreage there, big acreage out in BC in the mountains. And he was out with his snowblower and his tractor, and he plowed out his circle and he went flying for probably the first flight in Canada, since most people are banned from flying right now. But
Why was he flying then?
no, it's his
Well,
private property. It doesn't
it's
matter.
private.
It's
only
all right.
max.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's
Actually,
not.
we got the go ahead from Mac just the other day that we can fly.
You did?
You mean
I
they
didn't
can
know about
ban
it.
you from flying model airplanes, tethered control line model airplanes?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
everything.
stupid thing.
It's called
That's our-
morons in management.
Yeah, you got it. That's exactly what it's called.
M&M's, baby, M&M's.
M&M's. That's right. You know it.
Good grief.
You guys grump about the AMA once in a while. Heck, you guys are sitting in the lap of luxury as far as idiot bureaucrats go.
Well, the AMA is not our problem. The FAA is our problem. They want to ban us from going above 400 feet high.
What do you
because we're
need?
near-
You ever fly a 400-foot control line model? I haven't seen
No,
one
but
lately.
I also fly sailplane, and
No, I
Free-
know.
I mean I can take my big sailplane out at Hobby Park and launch it 400 feet high. That's crazy. So
Should I put 400-foot lines on that?
Wow.
Only once. Only
Which kit was it? Which kit was that?
That's the old
Which-
top flight. I think it's 6 scale, 60 some inch
Yeah.
wingspan Corsair.
I've got a D&B Corsair kit downstairs for one of those. I used to fly semi-scale and scale, and then I got protested one time from my Bearcat for its landing gear because the other guy couldn't. I can't buy those. You're a modeler, stupid. Build them. That's what we did. So it made me so mad. I just sold out of scale and semi-scale both, and just went and started flying sailplane.
Yeah. I was watching some YouTube video about a guy doing an ARF, and he was complaining, it was an RC plane, and he was complaining that he had to put a couple of little strips of balsa in as reinforcement for the servos or guides of the control rods or some damn thing. Anyway, it was the most trivial of things, and he was running the kit down. It's the worst thing ever because you should just have to bolt it together and fly it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's all that's the thing that got me out of RC. There were so many people crying about this is not right and that's not right and this kit's not exactly right and it don't fly exactly off the boards. You're a modeler. I asked the guy, have you ever built anything scratch built? What the heck is scratch built? I figured. But by the same token, we were out Hobby Park Saturday, and there's guys flying out there, radio guys flying out there Saturday. And they're flying right over the circles while we're flying. They're coming right over my wife and my dog while they're sitting out there in the park. And they're coming right over the parking lot, right over top of them. And I mean, doing 3D, trying to do 3D, their version of 3D, which is not hitting on a whole lot. But you got to wonder. So I went over and was going to go over and ask the guy, did he mind not flying over the circles while we were flying? Not one of those guys, even an AMA member. One guy didn't even know what AMA was. I said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So the
No
big sign
idea
up there
safe
said to fly here, you must be an AMA member and follow the AMA guidelines.
Right.
And I wanted to show him, I told him, have you read that sign? And I turned around and somebody has knocked the sign down.
Oh,
Probably
I
them.
said, oh, well, this is cute.
Dennis.
Anyway. Hey, Dennis is in the
Hey,
house. All right.
is Dennis in the house? All right.
Yeah.
As far as we know, there's never been a claim to Mac Insurance for control line.
Not so for the AMA. Back the AMA, I don't know, several years ago, they used to say that the most expensive claims they've had are from control line.
Yes,
Oh,
they are.
wow.
Yes,
Wow.
that's still true, Keith.
How
That's
in the
scary.
world? What do they do? Somebody get hit by the prop or get hit by the airplane or what?
Some guy stepped out in front of a speed plane.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Those
Did he
guys
do?
fly in a fenced in area for a reason. I mean, I don't understand. Wow.
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's scary.
That could be nasty. Long, narrow wings and spinners.
When I was in Southern California, why they made the papers, a guy was trying to see how close he could come to the Goodyear blimp and he ran into it, radio control.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey guys, I'm going to show
He's related to the guy that took a lawn chair and put a bunch of weather balloons on it. And
Yeah. That's a great story.
that is.
Didn't he qualify for that thing, the stupidest ways to die?
What, the Darwin Awards?
Darwin Awards, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's-
It only counts if you haven't bred, though, doesn't it?
I was trying to get him to join Pampa.
Oh Lord. I got tickled at the guy that strapped the Jado bottle to the top of a 65 Chevy, went down the bottom of salt flats and lit that thing off. Thought he was going to go fast picked up and flew. They said it went like 250 feet high, slammed into the side of the mountain, and the guy was awarded the Darwin Award that year.
Mm-hmm.
Was that in the early 50s?
Do what?
Was that in the early 50s?
I think so. Well, it might have been a 53 Chevy. I don't know.
I mean, early 50s. I mean, that happened in the 50s, I think.
Oh, that
when
may
that
be.
did that,
I thought
I
it was 65, but it may have been 55.
It
I
could have
just
been.
read about it. I
Uh-huh.
read about it, but anyway.
Too.
I said, you know, there are stupid people out there, but I mean, there's got to be something wrong with somebody that would even consider doing something like that. I mean, it lifts a full-size airplane into the air, and you're going to put it on a car?
Only once.
Yes, this is.
I think the Mythbusters did something on that. So
Yeah.
Wow.
they did it in an uncontrolled car, and they pretty well duplicated it just about to, you know, the crash part. Certainly, I don't know if they hit a mountain or not, but I was absolutely shocked that you know, the JATOs are like a 15-second burst or something like that. It was like, you know, you know, what could go wrong, right?
Yeah, right.
15
seconds. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
You realize a bull ride's 8 seconds.
You're not putting it out, boys. It's going to go.
Well, that's it. There's no throttle.
Well, it's kind of like you don't need a parachute to go skydiving. You only need a parachute if you want to go twice.
That's a huge point. That's a
Very
huge
good.
point.
That's funny.
Never thought about
Don't
that,
need a
Bob.
parachute to go skydiving.
That was
I gotta
good.
remember.
That's like any ship can be a minesweeper once. So
Once, yeah.
Let me welcome Bob Gore. Thanks for coming in, Bob Gore. And of course,
Hi,
thank
guys.
you, Dennis, for coming in, Dennis, as well. And
Not a word.
I'm going to share a screen for you guys. This is another plane I've always liked. It's called the Jerseyan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
have you guys ever seen one fly? I've always been curious. Here it
that
is.
Tom Nebers? That's Tom
Yes.
Nebers airplane.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, John D'Ottavio design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it big?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes the whole page.
Okay, I don't know why I can't see it.
Okay. Yeah. See,
I think
Interesting. Upright engine.
upright engine. Yeah.
Isn't that
Tom
cool?
Nebers did that for a while. I'm pretty sure.
Have you ever seen it fly, or how do they fly?
It like a Cavalier.
Okay.
They're a decent airplane.
You know, I like
the
neighbor's top hat. That, you know, that he developed
it was really that
built it.
airplane bigger.
Yeah, but that was right about a year or two before he died. I think he had a kid out.
He did. He did.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, Tom's a good dude. Look at the elevator. It's got a skinny front and a wide in the back, tapered. It was a classic airplane for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's a predecessor to the JD Falcon. So
I think so. Uh-huh.
Got nice lines.
Yeah, I've always first time I saw it, I thought that is a beautiful plane. I was like, oh man, that is so beautiful.
Pretty cool.
I think Leroy Black made one, right, Keith?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I ever saw one in Tucson. Keith, there might have been, but I don't remember seeing one there.
I haven't seen that.
Me neither.
Might have been after you left, maybe.
Look how short the flap horn is.
Yeah.
And
I wish I
how
could
long
see
the
it. I
elevator
can't even
horn is.
see it. I don't know why I can't
Oh.
see it. It's weird. I can't see it. But are you guys
They
tired
look-
looking at it?
They look like
Yeah.
both the horns are about half-inch tall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's bigger than that, but it looks about
I would recommend that you don't copy that feature off the plan. So
No,
Yeah.
no, definitely
No.
don't.
Very fast controls.
well, very ineffective controls.
It'll
Yeah.
be
They'll just wash right out.
The leverage is not there, y'all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I wouldn't mount the gear that way, though it probably would work, but not today anyway.
Actually, those horns are kind of sized like my old original Chipmunk and Nobler.
Mm-hmm.
Give you 45 degrees each way on it. Everything.
Oh, go
quickly.
probably go
very,
90 degrees darn near.
very quickly.
Yeah. Quickly.
But
Need
your
a
hand
hand-
load up. Your handle's going to load up quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have a spacing in your handle of about 2.5 inches.
What? That's why they had that. That's why they had that.
That's classic area. You fly it with a 5-inch easy just, Lynn.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And wonder why it's a little sensitive.
Yeah, add some nose weight. It'll work out. So,
Those sure are nicely detailed plans, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure
beautifully
where
done.
I'm not sure where I got the plans from. I don't remember.
You look at all those cross sections and the gear detail and everything. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
I will
Hey,
never-
Charles, there's more work in that than precious balsa.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take this down. I can't see it, so I wish I could see it, so I could move it so you can see the wing better. Because I'm sure you only seen the
Bottom.
bottom of the wing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
First
No,
time I ever
that's
met
okay.
John D'Ottavio at the Nationals, I was amazed how tall and slender he is. And he goes over to launch somebody's airplane, and they started it standing up, of course. I expect him to take a knee and launch it like I always have to do. He bended it. He bent at the waist.
Bent in half.
It's the only way
Let
to
the thing
travel.
go. So he come off a circle, and I said, John, how in the world can you do that? I mean, you are not a young man. He says, I was a floor installer. He says, I did that all day long with a
That's
gun.
right.
Good gracious.
Hardwood flooring.
Need carpet. He was
Yeah.
a tough old gooser.
He
Mhm.
was a tough old buzzard. But he was a good one.
Yes,
He was a
sir.
good one. Really
He was a
nice
great
fella.
guy. I met him at Brodax. I thought he was just awesome.
He
I met him
was.
at the Nat. He was a
Yeah,
mess.
he was. Yeah.
I told him I
You
sure
know-
liked it. I sure liked his airplane a lot better in person than I did on paper. The plans, I had the plans to it and didn't like it. I just looked at them and rolled them back up, put them in the box. Said, well, there's a plane I'll never build. And I went to that and saw two of them flying and came home and unrolled those plans again, looked at it, and made some notes on it. That's plane may get built one day. I don't know what. They've never done it, but I may do it yet.
What
Which
model
one,
is
the
that,
Falcon?
Joe?
JD Falcon.
Yeah,
JD.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Mister.
What'd you say, Joe?
For a JD Falcon or Brodak 40, you can make it walk and talk like a show dog.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
The best flying airplane I own has a John D'Ottavio wing in it.
I'll be darned.
Really? What
Yeah,
plane is that?
My big Cardinal has a wing that was owned by John D'Ottavio. I got it from Bob Krug when he brought all John's stuff to Brodax.
I'll be
And I
darned.
took that wing and I sanded all the crap and stuff off of it. And I put that in my Cardinal, and I tell you, that thing flies like a dream. Phil saw it at Brodax.
Yeah, I did.
I think I helped you put it in the van one day. Big yellow and
Yeah,
black.
that's the one. Yeah, that was John's
Big
wing.
black. I remember that big black fuselage. That's a big airplane.
It flies really, really good.
He come walking up the circle with that thing, and of course he already had the lines on it and everything. And I looked at Lynn, I looked at that airplane. I said, "You sure you got enough to stay on the ground with that big airplane?" Had a hard time starting it the first time, or it overran.
I
It did
had
something
issues
weird.
with it all week because the tank was no bloody good and it had rust in the tank. So
Yeah.
that kind of put me right out of it. But it did a lot better at the Nationals.
Yeah, you won the national with it, I think.
I did well in Nostalgia 30 at the Nats. And then I went on to Michigan and I won there. I won the big event at Michigan. I won full stunt.
Well, it was a good looking airplane. And
It was a good flying plane.
It flew very well.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you.
impressed. I have a Cardinal downstairs with a 46 in it and a tuned pipe.
Not
And,
that size.
It's the big one. It's the big one.
Oh, really? With a 46?
Yeah, Tiger 46. It was a Tiger 60 originally, and I forgot his name. Put a Wiley 40 in it, and didn't like it with a Wiley 40. So I put a 46 in it. Now you better remember to use 10% nitro, because if you put 5 in it, it's not going to have any guts. But
How much does it weigh?
I've forgotten. I hadn't flown that
Okay.
thing in years.
Yeah. See, mine weighs 70 ounces.
Oh,
Mine-
70
Mine's not that
ounces.
heavy.
Mine's 70 ounces with a CAS 77. And it's got lots of power. Not a problem.
I remember it had beans. When it fired up, it sounded powerful.
Oh, yeah. It's a good motor. It's a superb motor. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Frank?
Yes.
Do you want to put your address in the chat?
Sure.
if I can figure out where to put that in the chat.
Down to the bottom there, it says.
Yeah, I have something different than what you guys are seeing. I didn't download the client. I'm just in the browser, so maybe that's different. I don't know, but
Now, if you go into chat, you can, and open the chat window, you can actually take a message and direct it to any one of us or to
I
all
did
of us.
that. How do I send it to?
You
Look
hit
for
enter.
Gary.
I don't see Gary in the chat in my.
touch your screen near the bottom, and it'll light up a bunch. It'll light up a bunch of icons that won't last long, or they don't on my screen. But
All right,
one of
when
them
I
is
hit
chat.
When I hit the chat box on the right-hand side, I get not everybody. I'm not the top, and then I see Caffeine,
Scroll down.
John Miller, and Stewart. That's all I
Scroll
see.
down.
Scroll down near the bottom, you'll see something called chat. Mine is like right in the middle of the screen at the bottom.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
mine is.
I can't scroll in that window, but I'll monkey around with it and come up with something. And yeah, Gary, I'll send you my address. See what this does.
Well, Jonathan Carrada says, "Gotta go, guys. Thanks for the company. See you next time."
Yeah.
How's the Corsair coming, Dennis?
It's a coming.
Still got that
Awesome.
warp?
So we got that warp.
Man, I hate warps.
Man,
Well,
me too.
He built it in there.
Hang on a second.
He's got a bad.
He deliberately built that one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Watch this. Watch this.
Dennis, show us, Dennis.
Show him the warp.
If you're ever in a full-scale airplane, somebody says, "Watch this." Say, "No, no, no, take me back."
All right.
There it
How's
is.
that for a warp?
That's okay.
All
It's
right.
covered. No, it's not.
Well, it's an
Yeah,
equal.
nicely done.
So you're gonna fly it backwards like Wendy's buddy did with his?
No,
With
no,
Luca?
nothing like that. I have decided to try something stranger. And very much a work in progress. The airplane was designed to have no flaps. That would be the easy way, but I never do anything nice and easy.
All right. Way to go,
So
Dennis.
pray for me. I think I can do it. I think I know how I want to do it.
Have you seen Don Hutchison's plans on that?
I have. I don't recall what he did with his, I have to, that's a good idea though. I will take a peek at it. I got a couple ideas on how I want to go with it. And, I have either have flaps or I will have turned my Corsair into a race car. So
Oh man.
You can
at
make
this
those,
point, it's probably even money either side of that bet, but,
it'll work. You can make those flaps. That T6 of mine had dihedral.
yeah.
It had that flap for 1,000 flights, and it works.
Well, you
okay.
know, the thing that I guess put me over the top and made me think that maybe I could do it is, it's actually only 13 degrees between each panel. Okay.
Okay.
And
That's not
you know,
bad
it
at
looks
all.
like an awful lot, but when you measure, it's 13 degrees, and that's, you know, it's not the craziest thing I've ever seen or done.
They'll be like this one way and touching the bottom. They'll
Mhm,
in and out. You know.
Well, I think I figured out how to make a transition piece too, so. I can, well, of course, the easy way is to, you know, glue a fixed fairing in between and have it move on either side, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work with with a floating panel between the two halves, a gap filler, if you will.
How did his name starts with an M? It's from California. He flew a Corsair, and he had built.
Kirk Mullinex.
Yeah, Kirk Mullinex had one.
Mullinex, yeah.
But he had little U joints that he made.
Yeah, yeah.
Did Jack Sheeks have
Yeah,
flaps?
he had a Corsair.
Yeah, but I think his flaps only went out to the first break.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's all they did.
And I think he had a second one, a profile maybe, that didn't have flaps at all, so.
Okay.
And like I say, this was designed not to have flaps, and you know, from some flapless airplanes that fly pretty doggone well, you know.
I used to know a guy who built the Jack Sheeks one, and I wanted so badly to try and do an 8 with that thing. He wouldn't let me do it. I kind of understand now, but at the time I kept thinking, boy, I'd love to try and stunt that thing. He'd just go out and, you know, fly it around, do the odd wing over with it. That's all he'd do with it. And I used to think, man, I'd like to try and do some more stuff with that thing. A big airplane.
Wants to.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to have to shut her down. It's been a long couple of weeks here. So
thanks for coming in, Bob. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Catch you Friday, hopefully.
Take it easy.
All right.
Take it easy, Bob.
Rob.
Night.
See you, Bob.
All right, let's talk about Bob.
I heard that.
He's in cold. It's cold where he is.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot colder where he is than where I am.
You know, what was the was an ultralight, but it was a stagger wing. Kind of like
Hyperbite, but it's called a
yeah.
It was a hyperbite, but it's an ultralight.
I got this desire to build one of those as a stunt plane.
Get a boss lob, change the wings around.
There you go.
Bob Whiteley was going to build one of those things for a long time, and he never did get around to it.
I know, that's why I want to build it. He and I sat and talked about that, had a lot of conversations, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, you know, designing a really good stunt bike that's like one of those last frontier things of all things,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
There've been some nice flying bipes out there and everything like that, but none of them's really stuck.
If I'm going to do that, I'm going to try and find out that guy who flew it at the World Championships. I'm going to get his plans and build it exact. That's it.
I saw that thing fly. That thing flew pretty good.
Beautiful airplane. Yeah.
Wasn't that Klaus?
Yeah, Klaus Makis had a nice one.
The Duetto.
And then the Italian gentleman.
Oh, that was wild.
Compostela.
Lou Compostela.
I think that one.
J. Rollins,
he
had
was,
that bike.
I think Compostela's is on outer zone.
Peter Miller.
I think you're right.
Peter Miller had the dancing girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Miller had a few different ones, and he had the only one I've seen who was taking he was a big fan of putting negative incidents in the top wing.
Yep, that's one of the things you got to do.
I've heard that the RC pattern guys who have built bipes don't go like a degree positive in the bottom and a degree negative in the top. All right. And apparently that helps them track better and everything like that. When you start maneuvering the wing, the opposite wing kind of opens up and it starts really contributing to the lift instead of being, kind of neutral. So
wow,
that'd be neat.
Yep.
I think I'll try that on a 38 special first and see what it does.
Well, that's the way I started my 38 special. That's very much on the things to do, but
yeah.
Well, are they kind of floaty, are they?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Floaty, just don't take much to turn them up.
Well,
just
my experience with the 38, they go through the turns like that. They just you go to pop a turn, it just shudders.
It's a Foxy. There was a Foxy airplane it had a Fox 59 in it, biplane. It was a big airplane. It flew okay.
Yeah.
I've flown Hutchison's had a Stearman.
Yep.
And I've flown at least one or two of them, and that Foxy and Slobs and Dancing Girls and P-38s. All of them are a 35-ounce Ringmaster. That's what they fly.
I built Sheik's Stagger Wing Beach, and I had a Wankel in the front end of it, and that thing would do the pattern.
I'll be darned. Well, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but they didn't turn like we think we want them to turn. You had to baby them. A heavy Ringmaster is my representation.
That one of Don Hutchinson, though,
It flew. That's the best one I flew.
yeah, he built that, gave it to Mike Cavill and Bart Klipinski, flew it at the VSC one time, and if he didn't win, he came very close to winning with it. It was that good.
Mhm.
Of course, Bart can make pretty much anything fly good.
The
Yeah,
one
Bart's-
Don flew had flaps on it. It wouldn't have been old time legal. It was his own design. But it was built like a free flight airplane, sticking tissue
Mhm.
fuselage. The bell crank was a round one where it didn't rock back and forth. It just came out the hose straight. Don was a brilliant fella.
Yeah,
an engineer, wasn't
the Foxy was designed, there was a club up in the Detroit area, Livonia, suburban Detroit. They used to put on air shows with Foxies, and they fly, like 5 or 6 at a time. But their aerobatics consisted of basically follow the leader kind of stuff, and
Right.
loops and inverted and stuff. They didn't do stunt patterns. And in fact, famously, the guy, one of the leaders of it, was featured in one of the articles by Bill Netzaban, where he was saying, well, gee, your modern patterns got all these 16G corners and everything like that, and they would kill people and stuff. That isn't what stunt flying should be. It should be big, lazy, realistic maneuvers and, and things like that. So that and 10 cents would buy you a free cup of coffee somewhere. But
50, yeah.
yeah, it didn't go anywhere. There was a profile my dad built. We all flew it and loved it. Johnny Casburn SE5. And we did a complete patterns with it. McCoy 35 redhead on it and stuff. And it was at least the equivalent of a ringmaster or something like that. The one thing that it had that I haven't seen anybody duplicate, well, it shouldn't quite say that, but it seems like all those stunt bipes, people are putting really, really thick wings on them, and I'm not sure that's the right answer. This one, the Casper airplane, actually had a pretty thin wing, a pretty thin set of wings on them. And
Years ago, I'm sorry.
I think it was a drag thing, less drag or something. I'm sorry, Mark.
No, I interrupted you. Years ago in Las Vegas, when they had the Tournament of Champions, RC, it was really a phenomenal event. And one of the things they were trying to do is get the pilots to increase the technology and do things that people have never done before. And they finally got to the point where they'd give you a 10% bonus if you flew a biplane.
Oh.
And a friend of mine in 96 won the TOC with an ultimate bite. Big airplane with a very thin airfoil.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Incredibly thin. And if you saw this Steve Stricker fly that airplane, it was incredible. Incredible.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, what are some of the things you think about when people are talking about pipes as well? How do they glide? Like bricks,
Yeah.
kind of how much, what kind of engine you put on it? All you can get, it's like there's a huge piece of the question seems to be dealing with drag.
Yeah.
And I think that may be where Peter Miller was coming from when he was trying to reduce the lift, if you will, in the top wing, or inverted, it would have been reducing the lift. Well, it would have been the top wing, but it would have been the bottom wing of the airplane. But I think that was part of the prize in that. And then I think the airfoil needs to have just a properly developed airfoil with a nice bluntness and stuff, but not really blobby blunt and not really thick.
Yep.
And you might have a fighting chance. So,
I had Steve Steve and his helper came to a club meeting in Columbia, Maryland, and he talked about preparation. And this is a guy who he really knows the stuff. And Steve would get out to Las Vegas a month early, a month before the contest.
Wow.
Bill Bennett, who ran Circus, put him up. And I said, what were you practicing, the pattern? He said, no. He said, I was out there a month early with about 50 or 60 different propellers.
Wow.
And I knew what we were going to do. And that's what we did every day, gallon after gallon, measuring. I mean, he won, I think his year, he won 25,000. first place. But it was really more than that. It was developing the airplane. And at that time, these guys were using 4-cylinder engines that were not available. They were building their own motors.
Desert aircraft motors mostly.
Yep.
Wow.
And just to hear him how he prepared was really phenomenal.
One thing about gliding with a biplane, I've had a few of them. The 2-bits there glides like a champ. It'll do, after power off, it'll do a full lap or more before it lands. And the Jack Sheik's Staggerwing was the same way. But they both got relatively thin airfoils, and I think that is a way to go, because I was told, and as far as the decollage, the difference between the incidents on the lower and the upper wings, that's somebody tied me into an old study clear back in the when World War I era, about biplane design, and they were discussing and working on that even at that time. So it's been around for a while. I didn't know it. I've set everything up 0-0 on the Staggerwing, not Staggerwing, the 2-bits. And I'll say it's the only place that had problems was in the square maneuvers. It did beautiful rounds, level flight, it didn't hunt, inverted, no problems. The round maneuvers are great, but that last corner on the square maneuver, it would hinge badly. But I could hear it. I think if I had electric power on it, I would have been better off, because the governor would have kicked in, because running glow, it would make that first corner fine, but it was the drag or what was slowing it down, and to where it got, when it was going downhill, it wasn't speeding up that much either. Hit that last corner and it was stalling.
Drive, lack of drive.
Lack of drive. That sounds like it should be put to music. Lack of drive, lack of drive.
Now, didn't PJ Rollin have a pretty good bite?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever see it. I know he was
I'll
working on one. I didn't, and he said he was having some good luck with it, but I don't know if he ever, if he ever competed with it or anything, or.
I thought I saw a video of him flying it. That's what my recollection. He actually had a video on the Stunthangar forum.
Was there?
I'll tell you that one that's flown at the World Championships, it flew pretty darn good. I was watching that on the video.
It was spectacular.
Yeah,
really good.
And he didn't have a problem with the glide either, if I remember correctly.
No.
Well, they published that plan, didn't they?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it. There's so few places to publish plans anymore, at least here in this country.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I
Yeah.
sent my email in the chat there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I've got it written down. It's 99 stickers.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you guys, it's 9:06 out here, so it's after midnight and other places. I want to just end the live stream and thank everybody for coming in. And hopefully between now and Friday night, you have a chance to work in your shop or will fly and come back and share it with us. So